Hope this is making sense for people. And what's helped me is talking much slower, because when I speed up, like, anxiety kind of hits. And so when I kind of pace myself, it makes it easier for them to understand me, and then they kind of slow down as well. My wife always tells me you're talking too fast. Okay, Joseph, Patricia. Joseph, Marissa, Jennifer. When I'm calling, I kind of say the names out, so it's just easier for me to say hello to them, especially if it's a name I'm not familiar with. Whoops. Four calls. I apologize for my cough. Okay, Ryan, Michelle. Bill, Mary Jo. Also, what I've learned is if I'm sitting and I'm just staring at the screen, I'm a little more focused, because in the past I would like walk around and my eye would catch different things and I would kind of lose my concentration. So, yes, may I speak with Bill, please?
Yep, you got him here.
Bill, how you doing? My name is Cyrus, and my wife and I were investors. We live in Lakeville area, and as you can guess, we have homes. Now, the reason for my call is we are desperately looking for our next rehab project, like everyone else, and wanted to see if you or any of your colleagues have any properties, kind of rough, undervalued, distressed. It could be cosmetic, it could be real rough. Either coming to the market, or even if it's something that's listed that's kind of not moving, maybe we can take a look at and have you represent us.
Yeah. You know what? I don't right now. And I've got a list of about 5 clients that are looking for something like that as well. It's just like, and I even do dabble it myself, 1 or 2 a year, but there's just nothing out there right now. So, I don't have anything right now.
Okay.
If you want to send me an email with your, we could add you to our list, and we can keep you posted. I did just actually, now you say that, I'm not sure if it's, I'm out of Eden Prairie and kind of focused on that side of town.
Yeah.
But I did just get one from in St. Paul. What the hell is that? It just came through. Too Hot, St. Paul, off-market properties available from Paul Gilman.
Okay.
And this is home guys.
Yeah.
People that call up, call up people and get deals. They basically kind of just place themselves in the middle of the transaction and try to move things quickly so they make their a quick 10 or something on the house or more. But I got a list here. Maybe you see somebody. I think there's an owner book park too.
Okay.
I can send these to you, and maybe you can reach out to the guys and see if it's helpful.
Oh, that'd be great.
Something you want to consider.
I appreciate that. Thank you. What I'll do, Bill, is
might be something.
I will text you my information, so you can have my number, my cell number. It's a 248 number. It's kind of odd because it's a Michigan number that I brought with me 10 years ago when I moved here, and I kept it.
Well, what's your email address? I got it up right now. I can just
sure. It is my email is Cyrus. That's Cyrus @ Minnesota, all spelt out, Gothic, GOTHIC.com.
Cyrus just sent you what I was just talking about.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate that. And what I'll do also is, since you have clients and buyers, if I come across something and it kind of doesn't make sense to me, do you want me to send it to you and you can kind of vet your guys?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
The other thing I would tell you too is, if you know somebody that's looking to sell that wants to go more of the traditional route, doesn't have that investment flair to it, like you're looking for, if you refer them to me, I do a really good job of taking care of sellers and helping them maximize their sale prices. And,
Okay.
I'm good at it, and I've been doing it for a while. So I'll keep forwarding these deals. They come into me, and then just ask that you do the same if there's somebody out there that you run into that I might be able to help.
Okay, that'd be great. Now, which areas? I mean, is there an area you like focusing in on for the traditional retail?
We're we do St. Paul as well, I guess. It's just not that much, but usually it's like we don't get to the far northeast corner, but every other part of the metro we cover. I mean, I got a team of agents.
Okay.
So we do cover a fair amount, but it's more traditional, residential sales is the bulk of our business.
Gotcha.
Somebody that's really looking for help, or somebody that's like, we will also take on properties like maybe somebody doesn't want to, take your deal. They said they want to fix it up themselves. Like, we'll take those projects on and we'll fix them up for the seller.
Okay.
And then sell them that way too.
Okay, interesting. No, that's great.
Yeah.
Bill, let me ask you one question. This is totally unrelated to this. Because you got your ear to the ground. What have you heard from the lenders about, like, the stuff that's been in forbearance for about a year, and are they kind of putting it to the back end, 10 years, or are you kind of seeing some action? I guess you would call it pre-foreclosure, even though the government is trying to protect everyone. Are you seeing any activity, or have you heard anything from lenders of what they're thinking about that?
I have not.
Okay.
I've heard of some of the forbearance stuff coming. I have not seen anything coming my way as far as people upside down, in forbearance, trying to look at a way to get out. Like the last 2 months, I ran across one.
It's probably tough.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's probably tough to be upside down with, even though they're not making payments for a year, their equity is, skyrocketed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I haven't noticed that a big, and maybe I should have a better handle on how many people are in forbearance right now to get a better sense. Maybe
I honestly don't. It's a high list of.
I'm not sure how many people are taking advantage of that. But it doesn't seem to be everything that I'm dealing with are people that are flush with money and in great equity positions, and people seem to be pretty solid. The biggest concern I've got about the market right now is inflation, and they keep talking about keeping the rates low, but I think there's just getting to be more and more pressure on interest rates, which will take out a lot of our demand. I don't think supply. I don't think supply is going to change a whole lot. So it'll still be. I don't know if it's going to be a negative thing, but we're not going to see the growth like we did this last year.
Yeah. But well, listen, sir, I've taken a ton of your time. I appreciate it. And thank you for sending me that email. I'll take a quick look at that, and then I'll just send you my information, and let's see. You never know. Just got to keep hunting.
Keep hunting. Keep hunting is right. All right. Thanks, Cyrus. I appreciate your time, and good luck to you.
You got it. Be in touch. Take care, Bill. All right. Okay. That's a good one.
Genuine connections, my brother. Genuine connections. That's what's up.
So St. Paul. What's nice is he's sending me a list from an ag wholesaler, which I'll go directly to them. But now we got more buyers as well, because I don't have too many buyers up in that area. So now I can feel more comfortable looking at something up there, and if it doesn't make sense for me, you know, I got buyers that I can move it to. And that's the thing here, guys, is, I mean, when I started, you know, I didn't know anything, and it's, you know, it was like ABCs, and then when you start doing something, you know, and that's a great thing, is if you want to partner up with, you know, any of us speakers or any of the folks in your area that are experienced, just, excuse me, just get busy, and um, and then when you see a transaction work, or if you see a transaction, if it doesn't work, that doesn't matter, um, because then you'll start seeing all these concepts connecting, and then you can kind of start seeing where other people who are coming to bear, be it agents, or other folks in the industry, how they're connected to a transaction, or can help you, or you can help them. And so that's where I've learned by these phone calls, and by, you know, by getting around the people who will always know more than me, how this person, don't write them off of saying, okay, you know, they didn't really give me any information, or someone can always be helpful, but you know, you just got to be forthcoming, transparent, and fun, and you know, consistent with communication, and then you will be in the 0.1% of all the people contacting them, and that's why it's so easy to get to the top of their list, because all you got to do is keep calling them, or texting them, or staying in contact, and they'll appreciate it. You know, these are nice people, and that's the thing, is, the nice ones you talk to, and the ones who hang up, like, it's amazing. Some realtors, they hang up. It's their business, but they hang up. They lose, but I'm going to be redialing them, and maybe I'll catch them later. So, so I hope there's value here, and the big thing is just slow down. And like Jamil says, you don't have to have the answers, because I think people appreciate if you say, I don't know. I do. And so, let's go on to the next one, but let me just put it in here. And I'll take care of him later. And here we go. Okay, that's 5 people we've reached. Sounds like this is going to be an answering machine, and I'll leave messages for them to call my cell phone. Lean. If they answer.
You have reached Lynn Pham with Remax Results. Please leave a message after the beep and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks and have a great day.
Lynn, this is Cyrus Kashef. I am a rehabber in Dakota County area, and we are looking for our next rehab project. If you can help me with that, please give me a call on my cell phone. It's 248-739-1863. That's 248-739-1863. Again, looking for our next rehab project. My name is Cyrus, Cyrus, and I live down in Lakeville. Looking forward to it. Take care, sir. Okay, in this situation, that's a successful call, and I am going to text him that I left him a message and start the process. And it's okay to leave a message, because I found out when you leave a message and then you text them saying, I missed you, I left a message, a lot of people will go back and see if you did leave one, and most people don't. But when they do, you're more real, you're more authentic. So I will I put down in my notes here, left voicemail, text. So I know what my next step is. Yeah, that kind of doesn't count as talking to someone. So we're still at 5. Excuse me. Yeah, may I speak with Joe, please?
This is.
Joe, how you doing? My name is Cyrus, and my wife Cynthia and I, we live in Lakeville. We are investors. We flip homes. And reason for my call is hopefully you could help us is, like everyone else, we are desperately looking for our next rehab project, and wanted to see if you or any of your colleagues have anything that you may have already listed and it's kind of not moving and it's kind of rough, or it's kind of coming to the market. It could be cosmetic, it could be heavy rehab, that we could take a look at and consider and have you represent us.
I don't have one currently. You kind of cut out there at the end. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, ma'am. I apologize for that.
Okay. Yeah, I currently don't have anything. I wish I did. Yeah, just my last home I just sold, and it was in great condition. I know I have a couple coming up. What price range are you looking at?
Well, it varies. Obviously, if you go up to Excelsior, Minnetonka, it goes higher. But I would say no more than like 350, 400. Sweet spot, like everyone is, 250 to 300. And the, Dakota County area, as well as, going up Eden Prairie, Savage, Chanhassen, have a project. We've gone out to actually looking at a project in Watertown right now. It's kind of out there, but there's a lot of folks are interested in that. We've done some work in Rochester, obviously with the Mayo Clinic. That's been pretty attractive. Yeah. We did one in Owatonna, which is kind of hit and miss. It's kind of a slower market, obviously. Have you? I guess this is.
I don't know why, but you're kind of cutting out. So.
Okay.
The only home I would even maybe have, it's going to be well above that 350. So
is it something that needs?
And I'm not exactly sure when she's going to be ready to sell. So it would need work. I mean, in my mind, it needs updating.
Okay, if it does need updating, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, I'm just not sure. She's been on the verge of selling for a couple of years. So
okay.
This year is going to be it, but 2022.
Okay.
So I don't know 100%. So I'm kind of waiting, but I will keep your name and number, and if something comes up, I will give you a call.
Okay, what I'll do, Joe, is
Do you have a company name or?
It's Minnesota Gothic, and I will text you my information, contact information, and it'll be coming from a 248 area code, which is my cell phone, and you'll see 248 and the name Cyrus, and that's me. So Joe, I appreciate your time, and let's just stay in contact. You never know.
You never do.
Okay.
It happens every once in a while. I come across a house that really could use a rehab. So.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, man. You have a great day. Take care.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Now, what I've learned is if someone says they have something coming on listing and this and that, I may ask, I may try to find out if how solid that is. What I've done in the past, which doesn't work, is, it's kind of like skipping 3 steps, is asking them what the address is, asking, can I come see it? Because agents are very protective, and rightfully so, of their clients and of listings. And so that's something where the follow-up will come and play, because now I'm going to text her and I'm going to email her, and I'm going to ask her in a week about that listing. If the lady's ready, maybe to consider anything, or we can take a look, or is she going to wait another year or two? And you always have to sprinkle humor in this stuff, because people don't laugh enough, and especially these agents who get all sorts of different calls, and it's not only from me, it's from different spam stuff like we do. And if you can just be yourself and make them laugh, it goes a long way. And then the ones who laugh back, guess what? They're probably going to be your friend, and you're probably going to do business together. Just like if you were meeting someone and it became your friend normally. So that was Joe Nelson, and listing coming soon. And then I'll text her and email her, and I'll be updating all of these in my Freedom software, which I showed, putting with the task, so I can get back at them. Probably I'll wait 2 weeks, and I'll probably do it a little bit before New Year's. And that is, I hope that makes sense. Let's keep rolling. That's 6 now. And because my conversations go a little longer, I'm probably talking to 5 or 6 people an hour, which is fine. I talk a lot, as you can tell. Sorry about that. And then Jamil, if you wanted to maybe carve out some time, I'd be happy to do some Q&A about some deals and how we funded them and closed them without using our own money, things like that.
Oh, you're muted, Jamil.
Let's do the last 20 minutes for Q&A if that works for you, Cyrus.
Absolutely.
Bang on.
So how much longer will we go? Because like 13 minutes?
Yeah, another 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll switch.
Okay, that'll probably be about 2 calls. Rama. Yes, may I speak with Rama, please? And Rama is going to go into the call back, and I will I won't be redialing today, but when I go through this list again, I'll be calling him later. So no worries. And this is fun. I'm just telling you guys, I'm having a lot of fun. Megan.
We're having fun watching you, Cyrus.
Bethany. Christopher. Rosalind. And usually there's, with dialing, having 2 numbers dialing, like a minute or 2 in between calls. They used to bother me before, but that's fine now. That's just the way it is. No big deal. Maybe I should go brand our company with a bronze rat. It's an idea. Jamil. Jamil, Patrick, Patricia. I don't know if you can hear my French bulldog snoring down there. Yes,
Hello?
may I speak with Pat, please?
There's no pass here.
There's no Pat. Okay.
Calling, please.
Excuse me?
Who's calling?
Yes. My name is Cyrus, and I invest in real estate, and I was looking for Patricia Pidcock, a realtor.
Right.
Okay.
I'm Tricia.
Oh, you're Patricia?
That's correct.
Well, Patricia, my name is Cyrus. Appreciate you taking my call. Reason for my call, and I'm not sure if you're active or not, but we are looking for our next rehab project and wanted to see if you had any ideas on properties that need a lot of work, that either are kind of listed and are not moving or are coming to market that we could take a look at and have you represent us.
Okay. And what's the name of your company?
It's Minnesota Gothic. It's just my wife and I, little mom and pop company, or Cyrus and Cynthia, and we take on probably about 3 to 5 rehab projects a year. You know, not a big organization by any means, and we're just looking for our next one, and that's the reason for my call.
Okay. Okay. When did you want to start?
When did I want to start?
Like, do you want to start during the Christmas season, or do you want to wait till after Christmas?
I'll look at something today.
Okay. Well, there's going to be high winds here. Hope we're not getting the tornadoes that they had down south. So today would not be a good day.
No,
Of course, every day is a good day for real estate.
absolutely. Especially with the people who pick up their phone like you did. I appreciate it. So.
Yeah, not too many do that anymore.
No, you'd be surprised. I'm calling the agents, and most, I'd say 90% don't answer their cell phone. I don't know how they do business, but I'm glad you did.
Well, I'll tell you that we get so many calls that are off the chart.
Well, hopefully I'm not too off the chart.
So I hesitate. I just hesitate, and especially with all the crime, etc., that's rolling around these days. Where are you from? You're right here in Minnesota?
Yes, well, originally I'm from Michigan, and then I moved here 10 years ago, and my wife and I, we live in Lakeville now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess it's New Market. It's kind of like on the edge, New Lakeville Postal, but we're down on the kind of down southwest of 35, and got 5 acres and woods. And
yeah, I know Lakeville.
Yep.
I've sold property there.
Oh, nice.
Not recently, but a couple of years ago.
Okay. So, have you? I guess you
So,
have.
what price range did you want to look at?
In the Dakota County area, and the western suburbs, I'd say no more than 350, and we'll do.
That's a hard price to get.
Why do you say that? I'm curious.
Why do I say that?
It's a hard
Because
price.
the greatest number, yeah. It's the reason I say that is you have the greatest number looking in that price range between two and 350, maybe 2 and 400,000.
So what would you suggest?
You have the greatest number of buyers. Well, whatever suits you. I wouldn't guide you in any particular field, but I imagine you get the greatest profit if you want to be around 350.
Well,
But
sometimes not. it's and you know that
really,
the higher you go, the less end buyers I have who are willing to purchase my home versus, like you said, if I find something at 150 and I'm able to sell it for 290, like my son who's 27 and his fiance, they just purchased their first house in Burnsville about a year ago for 270. And I mean, I was shocked of, but that was during the start of the go-go multiple offers, and they got frustrated of getting outbid by 10,000, 20,000. And they bid this, I think it was 10,000, and they got it. FHA was a little dicey, but
which is amazing.
Yep. And they got a really nice location right in Burnsville by 35 and County Road 42, kind of behind that Costco area. It's it's right by everything, but it's I mean, I would say around 350 is about as high as it makes sense for me to go purchase, rehab it, and then be able to have a good group of people as prospective buyers.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
Not very long. I would say, let me see, we're going to be coming up on 3 years. My wife and I decided to get in real estate. My background, I'm a tax attorney, and I had a lot of clients who created their wealth in real estate, and I'm a slow learner. So after 30 years, I'm like, well, maybe it was really my wife's idea. Let's go take a look at real estate. And so we started learning a little bit, and we flipped a home in Owatonna. We flipped of all things, a mobile home, which was pretty interesting, getting an eviction. That was in Farmington. I know. And I learned a lot about mobile homes. I actually bought the wrong water heater because in mobile homes you need a specific water heater, and I got the wrong one. So I actually bought 2 water heaters on that project. But so it's been coming up on 3 years, and that's why we don't really take on a lot more than we can chew, and that's kind of us.
So, well, I'm going to be very busy for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So how about if I give you a call, or you give me a call after January, mid-January, about January 15th.
Okay.
Would that be okay?
Oh, well, of course. I mean, that's what you want me to call you, right? Absolutely. Now, do you go by Patricia or Pat?
Patricia.
Okay, very good. And this is the best number to reach you at on your cell phone, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. I will be.
How do you spell your last name?
Kashef, and I'll send you a text. Well, let me ask you this: would you rather me send you a text with my information or an email?
It's up to you.
Okay. Well, I'll probably do both. I usually do that. My last name is Kashef. That's Kashef. SH as in Harry, EF as in Frank. And my first name is Cyrus, CYRUS.
RUS. Yeah.
Good.
Always think of Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. I always want to get my royalties when I drive by it. It's a good Scandinavian name, right? King.
Right. The best. The best.
Well, but actually, my wife's Norwegian,
well,
so I can say that. But okay, Patricia. Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to reaching back out in January, and we can see what makes sense. How does that sound?
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay. Well, listen, ma'am, you have a Merry
Well,
Christmas.
thanks for the call.
Have a Happy New Year and be safe out there.
The same to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Same to you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Woo-wee, Cyrus.
That's the long game.
I mean, though, how brilliant. Every call we heard you on was an immediate. You can tell, guys, people are reaching out to agents, right? They're calling and they're not building rapport. They're just getting right into, you got a house? You got a house? Or they're salesmen-y, and again, nobody wants to talk to a salesperson. They're just over it. And you can see Cyrus is genuine. He calls and he starts with an introduction. He's slow. His cadence is perfect. His tonality is perfect. He's engaging. He pulls back when necessary. These are communication skills. And you mirror people perfectly, Cyrus. And I think that's a skill that a lot of us would love to learn and do better. I have a question for you before we start the Q&A. And guys,
Yes.
While I ask Cyrus this question, do us a favor and start dropping your questions for him in the Q&A, in the chat. But my question is, have you done any work, training, or studying on how to communicate and engage with people the way that you do?
Yes. This is just something recent that I'm going at this cadence. Because when I was an attorney, they're coming to me, I'm saying whatever I want to say, and it's usually pretty fast. My mind starts going, my pitch goes higher, and then I want to get out as much information out as possible just because I like to, but it comes off, my wife's been a great barometer of saying, stop all that, just bottom line it for me. And so there's great books for the mindset that Jamil has said and everyone has said, to kind of get you in a frame of mind that, this is, you're worthy of this. This makes sense. This is really no big deal. I just had, in 2 hours, I had 7 conversations, and I'm fine with that. And then I'll get on with the rest of my day. The one book that really helped me, I got a couple of years ago, and it's a learned skill, is from a great guy, one of the sharpest guys in communication. It's Chris Voss. Is Never Split the Difference. Mm-hmm. And he's a FBI hostage negotiator. But that book, it explains kind of, and I was trying to do that. When you want to mirror someone, when you want to label something, you're kind of extending the conversation, not for a goal of getting close, but just extending it to get more information, because we always need more information.
Right.
Patricia, she first she told me she's not there, and then she felt comfortable enough, and It's you just, and then having you ask something, and I've been guilty of this, like you would ask a question and then you would almost answer it is, I know this price, I can't do $160,000, but maybe, maybe 165, I don't know. So then all of a sudden you just lost $5,000.
Right.
Versus just saying, I don't know how I can do 160, and then you stay quiet, and then you let the other side think, process, because everyone's different. But that book, he has a great website, great YouTubes. I'll get an Audible. There's that book. There's his partner, Derek Gaunt, had a book on leadership that kind of expands on that. And there's another one, I think it's Jim Camp. He's a big negotiator. It's starting with no, because all good conversations start after you get a no. Not a yes, it's a no. And so those things really help me kind of clear the decks of what's this conversation for?
Right.
And it was hard because I would always be trying to get something out of the conversation. And recently I've stopped, wanting something out of the conversation. And I just want to start engaging the people who want to have a conversation. And that one gal, Cindy, she loves her Grandview rental, and she's proud of her son-in-law, and she's a mover shaker, and she finds something and she closes like that. That's great. So it's those, and it's just practicing in everyday communications with your family, or you're a Starbucks person or whatever. But I would highly, highly, highly recommend get that book, Never Split the Difference. Get it for your kids. I got it for my kids. I don't think any of them read it. It's kind of funny when I try to do stuff. I'm like, you're not negotiating with me. You didn't read the book. But because we just always need to be sharpening the saw, and it's okay to say, I don't know, I need more skills, because the people who I talk to, there's some people who are very experienced. They appreciate that frankness, because they get a lot of BS from people. So that's all I have there.
It's so in line. I'm very grateful that we had you on today, because it's very much in line with how I opened up today's conversation about being genuine, about being yourself, about paying attention to building rapport and connecting with people, rather than what that person might be able to do for you with respect to, a deal or a house, and not being transactional, being a relationship person. And you very, very clearly exhibit those skills. You've heeded the training, and I appreciate that so much, Cyrus. You're a wonderful person, and there's lots of great questions in here for you. So do you have access to the chat? Can you see? Feel free to pick and choose what you feel is an appropriate question for you to answer, and we'll let you go.
Sure. Really quick, the book is Never Split the Difference, and it's Chris Voss, V as in Victor, OSS. Now let me see. What do you do to balance your attorney business and real estate business? That's a question I'm always asking myself. I have always given myself unrealistic goals. My wife always tells me I'm very optimistic on how long something will take. So I've just blocked off, and it's not every day. I try to, like just a couple hours to call like we did. And then when I'm done, I'll put, these sheets away, these contacts, and then I'll go do whatever other projects I have, say in my law practice, or if it's a real estate or something. And then I'll come back later, but it's always the same day. Maybe that evening I will text the people back and start that process. I don't think people expect you to respond right away. You know, I'm a little older than most folks in the social media world. I'm 56, so I can see how you can get caught up in the instant responding. It's your time, and you budget your time how to do it, because the most important thing you could do is call the people and find out who you're going to text, not following up with them, and because you could do that later. So I just block off a couple hours, and that's all. And that's because if I do any more, I start getting anxious, and both sides, the real estate and the law business, suffer. So I hope that helps. Have you ever had an agent that had a problem with assigning the contract to someone else? Well, my agents don't know that I'm assigning, because when just recently they brought me a property, and I'm the purchaser. I represent myself as the buyer. I'm not the wholesaler. I am the buyer. Now, what I'm going to do with it is, I don't know if I'm going to flip it myself. I don't know if I'm going to assign it to a rehabber. I don't know if I'm going to keep it as a buy and hold, or find someone who's a landlord who wants it. And that's why in the contract, and don't want to go too much in the weeds, when we have the realtor fill out the contracts, it'll be Minnesota Gothic and designated entities. No one ever asks a question about that. And if they do, I always say, I'm not sure who's going to be purchasing this. It's all based on what we plan on doing with it and our cash flow. And the agents go, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, and I had this problem starting out. I thought the agents were always like figuring out my game plan. They're not. They're ecstatic that you signed the DocuSign, and that you'll send in your EMD. And I only send in $500 to $1,000, and that's it. And you know, with the people who maybe have issues with that, if I can help with that and work together, by all means. But there are other people in this community who have the funds, if you bring the deal, that they can assist you in securing it and help you guide it across the finish line. But I've never had agents give me an issue. And if someone does, and the deal blows up, okay. And then I'll just say, I apologize. And then I just move on to the next transaction. A lot of it is getting out of our head of thinking that the agents are trying to get us, and they're not. They're these that we talk to, they're grateful I called, and I'm grateful that they answer. Let me see here. How does the process look like for you on FreedomSoft? How often are you texting them? Well, FreedomSoft, I'm not utilizing a lot of the services, but it could be FreedomSoft or Podio or any other CRM. All I do is I upload, like my Excel spreadsheet that I uploaded on batch to make the calls. I upload that over to FreedomSoft, and they're added as contacts. So then later today, I'm going to go on FreedomSoft, and I'm going to bring up the contacts, just like I showed you at the beginning, and just update them, put a little note of how the first conversation went, and then set a task, a follow-up task with the date. And then I log into FreedomSoft every morning, and then I see who I need to call, but mostly it's texting, just checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, and that's it. And then after I text them, I set another task 2 weeks later to do the same thing. That's it. I call, send them information, put them in FreedomSoft, set the task reminder, and then I keep rinsing and repeating. And every now and then I may leave a phone call so they hear my voice, so they don't think I'm just a texter. And then it's timing. Either they'll have a deal right away, or, oh, I wish you called because I just had one yesterday. And I've had that happen, and that's okay. So let me see here. What do you do if you have connected with an agent that send distressed deals but price too high? Well, I would need to educate the agent of what I'm looking at. But even if the agent sends me a deal and says, well, the seller's looking for 250, that doesn't matter to me. I'm going to go run my comps. And if you're new, you can find people in this community who can help you do that, or you can go on Jamil's Straight Outta Comping online, on the YouTube to, have him comp. There's all sorts of different resources, but I'll go comp it and I'll determine what my value is. And then I will tell, just like you saw with Michelle last week, she has her little buy text. She sends our email. She sends the agent saying, here are the terms, here's the date, here's the inspection period, EMD, title company, and then you send that out with your number. And then the agent will start understanding that they can't talk you in, because they like doing that. They like talking you into unreasonable comps so they can have you make an offer. And that's where, which is one of the most important things, is understanding value of how to comp, of what the property will trade at. And then because you have to value it as if you're the rehabber. Because if you do that, then when you add your assignment fee on it, and then you send it out to your buyers, they'll see that there's enough profit in there for them to do business with you, because they have to make a profit. And that just comes with training and repetition. Let me see, get a couple more in. What do you do if you have the agents distressed? What do I text them? Give you an example. Let me see. I text them. This is an agent that Cynthia and I met last, and this is when I wasn't really active in Astro. I just called them and I just said, hello, just checking if you had anything for us to look at. Another one was, hey, Damien, just left you a voice message, because I called him and went to voice message, which happens a lot. I know inventory is tight and slowing up with the holidays. Checking if you know of any deals that need substantial work for our next rehab. Thanks, Cyrus. And I am like super old school, but I must be like one of the 5 people in this world that I actually sign my text with my name. I just do that. And I always start the text out with their name. Either, hey, Damien, good morning, Damien, good evening. That's just, it's, I don't know, maybe I'm old school about that. So those are just checking in and seeing how you doing. Is there anything out there? Appreciate it. And if they say nothing, you go, great, I really appreciate it. Happy holidays. And then you put them on your task for 2 weeks later. I've noticed Cyrus' voice pace also makes me feel like he has control. That is probably the most important thing, Melissa, 1615. I have learned, and I'm still learning, to really slow down, because I don't know if you've noticed, because it's weird because I can't see you, you can see me, is when they're talking, I kind of lean in and I kind of close my eyes because I just want to listen to what they're saying, and with no agenda of how to respond. And that's a tricky part, because we're always trained to like have the answer, the script, this. I just have a script for kind of starting, and then we see where it goes. And it's, the more I close my eyes, I can focus in on them, the less I talk and the slower I talk. So that's been helpful for me. And let me see. Do you have real estate scripts? The only one is the script that I have loaded in Batch Dialer. And I can get that, I guess, Jamil, I can get that out to you and you can share that with people. But I say the same thing over and over.
What's even better is I want to give Cyrus. I want to give you a little shout out here because something that Cyrus does, especially with folks that are getting in and really taking action and ready to do work, is he will back your deal. Efren is somebody in the Astro family who is out there doing outreach and looking at opportunities, but didn't have his own money. And so what Cyrus did is he would evaluate the deal and the numbers make sense. He will say, hey, I'll put up the EMD. And in fact, Cyrus closed the deal with his own cash. They then resold the property and split the profits with Efren. And so this is the guy Cyrus is, guys. So if any of you are wanting or thinking about looking at a market to work in, working with Cyrus would be an incredible gift for you. And so, Cyrus, if you're comfortable with people communicating with you and reaching out to you, if they want to join your army of bird dogs and collaborators, are you okay with them reaching out to you for that?
Absolutely. I'd be happy, in the Minnesota area, it's where I'm at. But I am looking to expand. I'm trying to decide which markets I want to go virtually because I don't want to go in too many. I just want to go into one. But here's the thing: if wherever you're at, if you have a deal and it makes sense, and you're wondering what do I do next, or E&D or contracts. I wrote contracts. I still do. I got a lease I got to review later today. I'm probably one of the only investors who actually reads every line in a realtor contract. And I check every box that's checked to make sure it says what it says. And I actually have some additional language I put in there. But I'd be happy to, even if you're in a different state, and if the deal makes sense, to work with you. And even if we need to bring someone boots on the ground local there to even share with it, absolutely, because when you walk through one deal, it's like it all starts clicking, and that's what I want everyone to do is to call the agents, talk to the ones who want to talk to you, learn how to comp, and put the offer in, or work with someone who feels comfortable putting the offer in, and then it's even if it's a ride along. Couple $1,000, $5,000. If it's 10,000, you take 5, I take 5, or whatever it is, because it's not the money. It's the education that you'll get, that you'll discover that I'm just discovering, okay, at age 56, that the law field helps me because it's one of those things. It's what I always do. And it helps me with my skill set, but that's not what's gonna, really help my family and build a portfolio. Because there's only so many hours, I can only do so many things, and it's a W-2 job, guys. A little higher paying one, but it's still a W-2. And working with other attorneys and clients, it's not as fun as working with real estate clients and realtors and other investors. So happy to help anyone, even talking on the phone. Because you could tell I like talking. That's what I'm told.
We love listening to you, Cyrus. Honestly, grateful for you today. Grateful for your time, your eloquence, your communication, all of it. It was incredible. Those were genuine conversations. Those were real conversations. So, guys, reach out. Cyrus, his phone number, it's in the chat there. Kenny has it pinned. Also, if you are possibly interested in joining Cyrus and calling in one of the markets that he is willing to work with you in, my team is in the chat. We've got Sammy, Mariah, they're in there right now. Guys, if you could post your link, we will give you guys lists. We will give you guys lists to call of the agents list already skip traced with your phone numbers so that you've got people to talk to. Some of you have already downloaded the dialer, and so that will be extremely valuable. and you could work with Cyrus and do deals with him. So don't let not having funds, don't let not having a backer, don't let not having a partner in the business hold you back. You've just heard an offer where genuine people doing genuine business want to partner with you. So take advantage of the opportunities. They're here. They're not going anywhere. They're here. They're ready for you to be a part of. So take advantage of that. Be a part of it. Now, before we go, again, Mariah, Sammy, if you could just put that in the chat so people can know who to reach out to for the lists, that would be fantastic. I want to talk a little bit about tomorrow. So we've been really diving into these systems. We've been diving into batch dialer. We've been using batch leads at times to comp. And these systems are incredibly useful. And I think that it would be a disservice to us if we didn't dive into that at a greater detail. And so tomorrow we're going to have Michelle on, really diving in deep into the dialer so that you guys can see the corners, the nitty gritty, how it works. I get questions like, hey, how do I get my list and convert it into a format that I can put into the dialer? I don't even know how to do that. Well, guess what, guys? A lot of us don't. And some of us need hand holding, like step by step by step. Okay, now what? Now what button do I press? Okay, where on the screen do I press this? Okay, where do I upload this file? Right? I'm seeing all the chat. I'm seeing all the hearts and the hands and the thumbs and all that. That is how we want to do it. We want to make sure that you guys are ready to use the tools, not just have the tool. How do you use the tool? So tomorrow we are going to get into that. Cyrus, you've been incredible. We are grateful for you. We love you. Well done today, sir. Is there anything else that you would like to leave us with?
That anyone could do this, guys. It is, it's just what you're scared of, and it doesn't exist. And I would absolutely get Batch Dialer, and you put a list in, even if it's 100 agents, and then you make a call for an hour. You're going to talk to 5 or 6 people, and you will get at least 1 or 2 people who are real nice and that you can start the process. That's all it is. And I'm just grateful, Jamil, to have this opportunity to chat with people. And here's the best part. It's fun. I mean, doing real estate is fun. Doing law is not fun. Real estate is fun. And because you get to work with really cool people who can help you. And that's a blessing. So guys, you can do this. Log in tomorrow and finish it up, and then just get started and team up with whomever you want to team up with, and just take those steps and make a little mess. So everyone have a great day. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And it's exciting.
We love you, brother. Well done, man. Well done.
Okay,
Good night, everyone.